So hi everybody, my name is Nicola Clark and I'm the Head of Customer Experience here at Wealthtime, and I manage the Client Services team. My team's aim is always to ensure you feel fully supported at all times, but particularly through tax year end. And today I'll be talking you through how we will do this. I'll be walking you through some key top tips and common mistakes that we find people do during the tax year end period. As you would expect, during tax year end, and the Client Services team do receive a higher than normal level of calls and emails. To give you an idea of the actual numbers we handled over the tax year end weeks last year, which is sort of like all of March and the first week in April, we had 4,050 advisor calls, which is 61% more than our normal monthly average of 2,500. 1,300 investor calls, so your investors are calling us as well, which is 66% more than our normal monthly average, and 4,000 advisor and investor emails, which is around 20% more than our normal monthly averages. As you can imagine, this understandably places some increased pressure on our team's resources during this time. We do put plans in place always to ensure that we can handle your queries promptly as possible, but I'd like to talk you through the ways that you can help yourself. And with a few small steps, you can prevent the need to contact us for those most frequently asked questions, and which frees up our resources, not only for your more technical questions at tax year end, but also to support all of your non-tax year end queries, because we do get quite a lot of those as well. So on this slide here, you can see our top 4 advisor calls. When looking back at last year, these were the call types we had the most. I'm going to talk through how you can help yourself in these areas. So firstly, was 21% of our tax year related calls were asking for guidance on both the Better Nicer process and the timescales. So how you can help yourself with this is, it's great that you're attending this webinar today. We will go through some of the core processes, and however, if any of your colleagues haven't been able to attend, as Matt has said, we are going to record this, so they'll be able to watch it back. So please, if you can share that with your colleagues. The core processes we'll be covering in today's webinar include Better Nicers, so linked GIA and ISA, the Better Nicer with unlinked wrappers, Bed and Sip, and Report Zone with some key reports that you are able to run that show you like what your clients' remaining ISA subscriptions are, what your withdrawal status is, the new business pipeline, cash received, and bank verification. Plus, also Jake's going to talk through how to add those. Finally, an overview of our capital gains calculator tool, which is an amazing tool. Next, 26% of our calls were just purely around the tax year end process. So as we've talked about on the hub, all of the core processes are on there with guides on how to, videos, how to complete a top up, how to process a GIA to ISA transfer from either an individual or a joint, and how to complete a GIA to SIP transfer. And again, one of the most important ones is how to ensure that your client's bank details are verified. Our next top query, making up 25% of the calls last year, was relating to callers purely asking us to confirm the tax year end timescales. I know Matt has covered these briefly at the start of this webinar, but please take some time to visit the key dates and deadlines page and ensure you don't miss a payment, transfer, or withdrawal deadline. This downloadable timetable not only gives you the actual core dates, but gives you some essential guidance for each of the core tax year end activities to ensure a smooth journey. And then finally, 28% of our calls were asking for an update on your Better Nicer or SIP application. So to help yourself with this, you can find out where your application is up to by going onto Advisor Zone, checking your transactions, or you can run some of our helpful tax year end reports, of which Jake will talk you through later. When you log into Advisor Zone, there is a button in the center of the dashboard, really helpful, that can take you directly to the hub with all of the above useful information and tips. And on the next slide, I'll be talking you through some of the common pitfalls we see at tax year end. So these were the most common mistakes we found our firms experienced. Understanding these pitfalls and taking steps to avoid them when processing your clients' activities will ensure both you and they have a smooth journey. So the first one's ensuring signatures and letters of authorities are correct. Missing or incorrect authority documentation is a frequent area for rejections and slowdowns during the process. Using the correct party signatures, for example, if there's both or all of trustees need to sign, make sure that happens. And also ensuring you have the right letters of authority in place before instructing any transactions. This helps us going back and to with yourselves for correct documentation, and obviously then causes delays. We don't want to obviously result in any missed deadlines. So the top tip for you here is when submitting, use a checklist to ensure name signatories match the account, the relevant trustee account company sign-off has been obtained where needed, and advisor versus investor signature rules have been followed. The next one is beat our tax year end gridlock by ensuring your funds are ready. For bed and sit, bed and ISA, and GIA to ISA activities, just ensure your cash is available and you've checked the trade windows and that they're aligned well before your cut-off deadlines. Late submissions and sell downs near tax year end are unfortunately part and parcel, but you can create preventable misses in your tax year end submissions by just doing this small step. So my advisor top tip there is pre-instruct your cash raises and sell downs, allowing time leniency ahead of the deadline, in order to avoid last minute same day dependencies. The third one is get ahead of the traffic by verifying bank details and payout details ahead of time. And this is probably one of our top ones. Late bank verification is a key reason for delayed withdrawals around tax year end, resulting in an increase in last minute requests to fast track your activities. These can result in results being rejected and deadlines being missed. We have also found in certain circumstances, some banks occasionally may not accept CHAPS. If this is the case, ensure that if you're aware of this, you make it clear on your instructions to prevent any delays in payments. My advisor top tip here is bank details can be verified on Advisor Zone. However, in the event that automatic verification isn't possible, which can happen sometimes due to the system that we use, don't worry, we can process these manually. Just require a certified copy of a UK bank statement dated within the last 3 months, or a wet signed bank details form dated by the client and witnessed by you as their financial advisor. Obviously, these are manual documents. Given they'll need posting in, please allow sufficient time for these to be obtained and forwarded to us. You can get ahead of this by checking your client's details as soon as possible. And again, Jake will walk you through how to do this in Report Zone later. Number 4, ensure you've completed all the checks before starting your transfer in and out journey. We have quite a few that fail in this area. When you submit a transfer in or out, and in particular if it needs stock trade set up or incomplete paperwork packs and missing IDs or scheme references, these create rework, and we want to make sure we don't incur any further delays. Our advisor top tip is use the guidance we provide as part of your online journey. Confirm the seeding scheme's requirements and check whether stock trade accounts are needed before placing your instructions. The latter can take some time to process given it's a third party, so please allow plenty of time for this. And finally, setting accurate journey expectations with your passengers. Last minute requests, which then result in rejection, are as a result of usually misunderstood timeframes. The advisor top tip here is ensure you're aware and understand all of our tax year end published processes and those key supporting guidance that's associated with that. For example, ensuring your clients always add their APA number as the reference when completing an online transfer ensures effective allocation of funds. All of these tips can be found in our helpful frequently asked questions document on the Hub. As with anything, if you're unsure, check our Hub where you'll get the answers to most of your questions, as Matt said. But if you haven't been able to get the answer, please call our client services team, who will be more than happy to support you with any additional questions you may have on any aspect of your tax year end journey. So in summary, to guarantee your smooth tax year end, aim to utilise the resources we provided. Ensure if you're sending in a secure mail or an email, that you note clearly that it's tax year end dependent. And please remember, if you don't submit within the deadlines published, we can't guarantee that your tax year end task will be processed in time. As always, we'll use best endeavours, but given the volumes we process this time of year, we can't provide any guarantees. So preparation is key. I hope you found that helpful. If you do have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the Q&A box and we'll answer these later in the session or update in our frequently asked questions document. Thank you for your time and for listening to me today.